Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this TvT. The game is starting. This replay is from CM Storm Polt versus Bomber. Nice little TvT action. And joining me, I'm of course EmperorZerg. We have from Team Lose Poracle.
Hello, hello, and here we have Polt versus Bomber, although I'll leave it to Julian to do the proper introduction.
Well, here we are in the top right-hand corner, our Red Terran. He is pretty crazy when it comes to the macro. He'll be churning out those Marines. It is from Team Red Bull, Bomber. And his opponent, oh, go for it.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Blue Terran from the team CM, I believe, Polt. Many of us will know him for his characteristic MMM playstyle, especially against Zerg, but we'll see what he pulls out today against Bomber. I'm looking forward to this game, EmperorZerg. How about you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the TvT. I'm a big bio fan myself. I like to see the mobility of the Marines weighing up against the mech. And yeah, we'll see what kind of openings these players go for. Both of them putting their depots down in nice conservative places as close to the mineral line as possible. Get those extra 5-10 minerals instead of walling off at the front. Of course, against the Terran, it's not the best idea because they can just shell your ramp with siege tanks.
Indeed, and with all the drops sort of capability, especially on this map where you've got open... Whoops.
Yeah, definitely you tend to use depots in TvT for vision rather than wall-offs, as you see in the certainly TvZ matchup. But anyway, looking at builds, they're pretty much identical. Slightly earlier gas for our Blue Terran Polt. He's going to be going for a very early Reaper. And for Bomber, likely also a Reaper, or he could use that gas for something else. We'll see. Quite easily matched at this time. So really, this TvT is going to focus a lot on positioning. So of course, the siege tank is very nice in its map control. If anyone can move out, take the watchtowers, move across, and really hit these choke points, to cut off the third base from the second base, that's extremely strong positioning. Or doing drops, elevator plays, abusing these cliffs. Those can be incredibly strong.
Speaking of that, EmperorZerg, sorry to cut you off. There is a Reaper coming out from Polt. Abusing those cliffs will be what he's planning, probably down here actually. So we'll be looking.
Excellent. Bit of the Reaper micro. Polt, of course, I said earlier about the Bomber's macro style is quite incredible, but Polt is just such a good all-round player, particularly in his choices of engagements, his multitasking, and his drops everywhere, like literally everywhere. We're gonna have to be on point with the minimap today because he's just on fire always.
Guys, you have all heard it there from Polt's #1 fan, EmperorZerg.
Oh yes. Anyway, this Reaper is now jumping up into the map, sneaks past those Marines, and he's going to be able to take out this SCV building the factory. Is it? Yes, he is. Delays that slightly. The second SCV going under fire here. And actually, we're seeing Polt follow this up with a command center. I like that, putting the pressure onto his opponent.
Oh, and he loses the Reaper.
Oh, that's a shame. Doesn't get the scouting confirmation of this starport, or that this factory is going to go into siege tank production. But wow, we're going to get them siege tanks rolling out.
We have an expansion coming along for Polt, whereas Bomber seems to be going more for the 1-1-1 style, presumably for those Banshees and all those medevacs, possibly. Having said that, Stim is not on the way yet.
No, and presumably quite far off because there's only 2 gas geysers and a siege tank. No, we're not having siege tanks. I called it too early. It's going to be a Banshee.
It is going to be a Banshee.
Potentially a Raven, but likely the Banshee. That's going to be taking up a lot of gas, and we do see the reactor on the barracks there. So no Stim for a while. That'll be.
It is a Raven.
It is a Raven. What the
wow,
fuck, Raven. Well, he must be scared of a Banshee from Polt. Of course, we can look at his vision. Bomber has done 0 scouting, like the zeroest of zeros. He hasn't even moved down his ramp. For all he knows, I don't know what crazy stuff could be going on.
To the guy, he can see 5 mineral patches from his natural, so he knows he's like Polt's definitely not there. But
wow, that is true. Boom.
There is a scam there from Polt into Bomber's main base, just checking out what's going on.
Whoa, and what do you think about this, Poracle? The Caduceus reactor was getting researched and then cancelled. You know what I think that was? That was a fake cloak.
Actually, indeed.
Yeah, and so let's see if that elicits any response from Polt. There's no turrets going up, but we'll see if he starts to stockpile the
Oh,
energy.
there's a bunker going up in the front.
Yeah, that looks very nice. And actually, third CC
And
for Bomber. That is what Bomber is all about. He just like gets the sickest macro up and running. Will we see a barracks explosion once his third base is
We see a
down?
Viking built as well, just to counter that. Well, fake Banshee. Non-existent.
Exactly. Yeah, good catch there, Poracle. And siege tanks, in fact, coming out from both players. They'll be evenly matched, although Bomber did get his one out first. And throwing away these Hellions, pushing them back quite nicely there. Boom, 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 boom. No Hellion run-bys there. Of course, Bomber's only just getting his expansion down, whereas Polt, wow, he's really got the mining going quite nicely, and we can see that reflected in supply. He's 10 supply up, which at this stage in the 8-minute mark is pretty significant. Pretty significant.
Indeed. We are getting a Viking as well from Bomber, expecting that Banshee from Polt, which actually is not going to be coming at all. Getting those two Vikings to defend from any potential Banshee.
Cheeky little Hellion from Polt poking up, just seeing the base established from Bomber, which is quite nice. And look at the map control from Polt, very nice. He's just well aware of everything happening. He sees this drop from Bomber. Bomber runs away to try and escape Polt's vision, which he does. Of course, Polt no longer see this, but gives the game away. So let's see what we're having. The Bomber Eco barracks play is coming along nicely. Only 3 barracks, but hopefully we'll see him throw down a couple more. His third CC is still there producing SCVs. He's not yet willing to take his third base. And let's see if these Hellions can do any damage against this marine line. No. Denied. Denied. So we got quite a good setup from Polt, nice and defensive, 2 siege tanks and the bunker at the front. Nice Vikings on patrol against drops, since he's seen that one from Bomber. Actually, Bomber's not pursuing up with any more drops, but Polt is just holding himself up really nicely, settling down nice and tight. He's got his upgrades on the way. Stim is coming down actually from Bomber, not yet from Polt. Doesn't even have a tech lab. Oh, here's one being produced, and his third CC is now getting thrown down.
Yeah, we're looking at Polt significantly higher on the supply, actually, from Bomber. Bomber is, however, pursuing those upgrades a little bit earlier than Polt for that 1-1, for those Marines.
Oh, cheeky run by with the Hellions actually here, just spotting that Medivac sneaking off into the east side of the map. And they're going to be seeing this third base perhaps flying over. That's going to be a nice pickup from Polt. But actually this siege tank is probably going to push him away. Boom. I do like the sound of siege tank fire.
And they're completely trapped as well. Oh, no.
Oh,
and that's
sick
nice
micro. That's what Polt is all about. Nice, cute play everywhere, not letting his units die, keeping them alive, getting a lot of utility out of there. And Bomber, he's moving forward to secure this third base. He can see these rocks are taking fire. He's sieging his tanks up. He's going to have none of it, and he's going to push Polt's attempted attack back. Oh, nice volley there from the siege tanks, obliterating a couple of Marines, and Polt is sent scampering home.
Indeed, the Viking even getting a couple of shots off on the Medivac.
Oh, and I keep mentioning it. I just love Bomber's play. His macro is already beginning to kick in. He's equalizing the supplies steadily, even though he's behind. Originally, he's got his third base down, and from here on out, Bomber is just going to do what he does best, holding down that A key. We've got 9 in production already, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple more barracks getting thrown down soon. Excellent, nice map control being taken from Polt. He's just got vision of everything. He's checking the fourth base location with the Marine. He's got scan throwing down on the third base. He sees exactly his opponent's army composition. That's very nice, and he is, however, being left behind in the upgrade department. Bomber's got his 2-2 on the way.
Oh, and look at these Seeker missiles going down on those siege tanks. Oh, that's 2 siege tanks down.
That was nice.
1 Viking. The center tower there is providing Bomber with a fair amount of vision around his third base. And we're having a sort of standoff here.
Yeah, this is very nice from Polt. He's putting the aggression on to Bomber. His base is completely untouched. In the meantime, his third base is up and running. And Bomber is pinned here. A couple of minimal patches cannot be mined from. FPVs are getting killed. This is great from Polt. This positioning I was talking about earlier is really coming into play. It's using this cliff location. But Bomber is setting up. Is that a flank? Is that a counterattack? I think it's going to be a counterattack.
Polt was actually bringing in his 3 Vikings to try and get a view of this high ground there, and also take air dominance away from that Raven. However, all these Marines are going to be hard to hold off without the siege tank support that he has at the front.
Yep, 1-1 versus 1-1, but Bomber has so many Marines.
That third base for Polt is definitely in danger right now.
It's in danger. Can Polt hang on to it, and will he be able to inflict damage?
Doesn't seem to be looking good for Polt.
No, and Bomber's the one macroing very nicely, taking over the supply lead quite heavily. The upgrades are also about to kick in, so it's going to be shortly 2-2 Marines against 1-1 Marines. That's a hell of a difference. Yes, these siege tanks from Polt are still making a hell of a nuisance of themselves, but Bomber doesn't need this base apparently. He's ahead in supply. He's like, minerals? I don't need them, I just need Marines.
I mean, look at the workers killed. It's 22 now to 13. In Bomber's favour. That attack on that third base with all those Marines definitely paid off for him, I think.
Oh, big engagement here. Bomber just moving nicely into those tanks left abandoned by Polt.
And the supply lead is switched. We have Bomber ahead.
Yeah, I think Bomber's beginning to edge out and lead. Polt is only just landing again his third command center. Actually, Bomber's not even up either, so it's really 2 base v 2 base right now. And there we go, Bomber with 13 Marines in production. That's pretty nice, and 3 infantry level 3 is on the way. A lot of siege tank fire into those Marines. Those are taking a lot of damage. Actually, Bomber needs to be careful.
I really like it when you have those siege tanks on that observation.
And it's just going back to the vision that Polt has. He has both of the Zone watchtowers. He's held them for almost the entire game. He can just spot Bomber's army movement everywhere. I can't believe he actually lost his third base, even though he saw all those Marines coming. And this is a great concave for Bomber. Not a good engagement for Polt.
He has managed to catch up this straggled tank. Will he?
Yeah. Nice, picking it off. Every little helps, as they say.
I think we might be done for copyright there from Tesco. Just saying.
Say what? I said it first, right?
I'll believe you, EmperorZerg, I'll believe you. The coin time in StarCraft.
Polt's just leveled the infantry upgrade. It's 2-2 apiece, and that's quite nice. Let's have a look at the siege tank count. It's 2 for Bomber and 8 for Polt. So that is pretty sick lead for Polt. He's just camping in the middle of the map, but I feel if he really pushed up over here, this location, to assault this third base again, he could really do some damage.
Well, Bomber is trying to go for the high mobility army, which he has those 80 Marines, I believe, right now, flying around in those medevacs, hopefully trying to pick off strategic locations like that third base. A drop here would be quite nice right now, seeing as the tanks are out of position right here in the middle.
Very, very unproductive. There's no turrets there, there's no sensor towers there. There's even a little cheeky fourth command center getting thrown down from Polt, which Bomber might be able to just cancel right there. And here's a Marine versus Marine engagement. Oh, look at the stutter step.
He pulls away from those tanks, beautiful. Oh, wait, no.
Right. Oh, but look at Bomber's macro, look at this army, it's huge. He's just meeting up, whereas Polt has left half of his army in the middle of the map, so if Bomber engages here, he's actually going to be able to just crush that. He's outnumbering it in this section of the map massively, absolutely massively.
Having said that, there are 5 tanks there. He will suffer significant losses if he decides to push in right now. Cleverly moving behind the siege tank fire.
Bomber's 3 attack is 20 seconds ahead. He could make that work. Of course, he's not really going to know too well, but there we go. He's sieging up his tanks, establishing himself. Crazily, Polt still has possession of this watchtower and the other one as well, but the one on Bomber's side of the map I'm most impressed about. He can see everything, which is ridiculous.
And Polt is actually maxed right now. Bomber following up just now, getting up to 200.
Oh, there's the siege tank siege, but Bomber's probably just going to run right through. Bomber has too many Marines, look at that, bam! Actually, the supplies are still quite even, but trading Marines for tank is always a good trade in the Terran Army book. And Bomber, well, there's the 12 Marines, or 13 at the time, actually. That's pretty tasty. Very, very tasty.
Having said that, Polt is still ahead on the tank count and the medevac count right now.
No, I think Bomber's tank sieging is just too late, and as you say, there's Marines on the high ground, there's tanks on the other high ground. Bomber just got obliterated there, and he is down in supply. Polt, in the meantime, getting his 4th base up, whereas Bomber's not even flying his over yet. It's not even morphing into an orbital. CM Storm Polt can really bring the pain onto Bomber here. He's pushing well across the map. Still got almost a 30 supply lead, and he's way up on tanks as well. Look, 11 to 5. How is Bomber going to hold here?
I'm not really sure myself. He was behind. I believe that engagement was a terrible engagement before, and that might well be the key moment in this game.
I mean, this is such a nice position for those tanks. He's in between the 2nd and the 3rd base for Bomber, and you know, this area is just in lockdown now. Polt can begin to send his squads of Marines up into this natural expansion and really cause some damage, and Bomber has no answer for this. He's outnumbered in tanks, he's behind in supply, he's down in bases. This is not looking good for our Red Terran player.
Indeed.
Oh, those SCVs. Ouch. And look, he doesn't know what to do. He's so indecisive. He's got this massive squad of Marines just in the middle of the map, not doing anything. Meantime, his 2nd base is about to be under siege. Yes, he might be able to pick off this 4th base, which he's going to probably do very
and
easily.
Those Marines are getting picked off.
Ooh, over here.
That is not what you want right now.
A poor rally there. A lot of units going down, but Bomber.
Tank as well.
Well, oh my God! Look at the pickup from Bomber. He's getting out.
I think this may be it. I believe. Not much that Bomber could be doing now with that 60 supply. There we go, there's the GG.
There's the GG. Well, that was quite a convincing win there by Polt. Never looked under too much pressure, and really it just came down to getting his 4th up and getting really nice positioning to win in the game there. This final push with the siege tanks.
There was actually a drop amidst all of that on the corner here, if you can see over here. He did seem to have a fair amount of Marines and Marauders mixed in with medevacs going for that drop on the 3rd base, but he was pushed away by Polt.
Indeed. Well, that's 1-0 for Polt. Let's head into game 2 and see if Bomber can bring it back, or if Polt can close out a nice 2-0 against Bomber.